They said the system was failing. Inspectors proved it in the 1870s, but the poorhouse wasn't condemned. It went on business as usual. Facilities meant for the poor were still housing the elderly, the mentally ill, the physically disabled, and those society didn't know how to place anywhere else. Ohio lawmakers stepped in throughout the late 1800s, not to fix the system, but to divide it. New institutions were created, separating people by condition. Homes for children, facilities for the feeble-minded, hospitals for epileptics, asylums for the mentally ill. The idea was simple. Specialization would succeed where the poorhouse had failed. But even as new institutions rose, the old ones remained. All overcrowded, usually underfunded, and increasingly under scrutiny. A 1907 investigation into the Butler County Infirmary operations found incompetence, misuse, neglect, and a system stretched far beyond what it was ever designed to handle. Power sat in the hands of a few. Superintendents, county officials, caretakers responsible for hundreds of lives. And when oversight failed, there was little to stop abuse or neglect from taking hold. By 1936, the pressure reached another breaking point. A board of visitors filed a report condemning the conditions inside the facility. Fire hazard, a lack of sanitary arrangements, and unacceptable treatment of the incurable. There was again talk of conversion, of turning the facility into a proper county hospital, or abandoning it entirely for a new site, because by then the reality was clear. This building was no longer fit for the people inside it. But for decades more, the infirmary remained as an option of last resort to the county's needy. In 1973, the last of his kind, Superintendent John H. Drake made a public push, urging citizens to demand funding for a new county home. At the time, dozens of patients still lived there. The aged, the mentally ill, alcoholics, all under one roof. But the decision had already begun to take shape. The state had finally condemned the building, and the county moved forward. Voters approved funding. A new county home was constructed, what we would now call a skilled nursing facility. And for the first time, there was a real path forward. The old infirmary was vacated, left behind. The decision was made to tear it down. The building that once held everyone was no longer needed. And in the end, it didn't quietly disappear. It was destroyed by fire, and what replaced it was something different. Not perfect, but changed. Over time, language shifted. Systems evolved. Children were no longer sent away so easily. Families were given support. Institutions gave way to community care. And the words once used to define people were left behind, because the poorhouse system didn't end all at once. It ended because it had to, because what happened inside those walls forced something better to take its place. And if you look closely, you can still see its impact today, not in the buildings, but in the systems that replaced them.